Okay. Hi, everyone. It's Grant here, and I'm ably joined by Mr. Tim, Mr. Christopher Noyes, Ash Jarman, and also Michael, who's sporting a very flash haircut. So, how you going, guys?
Good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone online.
I know, it's fantastic. It's going to be I'm really excited about this session, but we will come out with some more coming up. So what I want to do is just do an introduction just on where we are quickly for Foundation members. Then I'll hand over to Chris and Ash from Noyes and Ash, our director in terms of marketing and lead generation for members, which was one of the key features our board really focused in on to make sure that you're front and centre in terms of this revolution, the SAPEPAA revolution. I'm going to give an education update. Manish Sundarji from our education committee has been doing a fantastic thing. I'm going to get some dates for you to pencil the dates and exactly what we'll be talking about. And then Tim and I will be going into what we believe is a game changer for SAPEPAA, and that's the SAPEPAA Advisory Board. So it's going to be extremely exciting. Currently, we've got over 70 founding members with more to come. We've got space up to 100, and we've also got a number of certified advisors as well. One of the areas there that you should be getting from there with Noyes, and it's a good segue to go into Chris, is that particularly the founding members is to make sure that you spend the time and get the information over to Noyes, because you have got a page there that's all ready to go, and some of you have done fantastic elements. And I'd strongly advise that you probably put some video up as well. Also, you've got your pack, or if you've gone through, if not, have a chat with Ash. She might come on a bit later and talk about getting your pack where you can now start to use this symbol. Plus, of course, we're getting used certificates coming out, and they're in the works. So they're pretty exciting from what I've seen. Lovely gold certificates you can put up on your system or up on your back wall. But anyway, I'll hand over to Chris and Ash, if you guys want to take it away.
Oh, Chris, do you want to bring your stuff up, and I will leave it with you?
Sure thing. I am in the process. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yep.
Yep, all sweet.
Excellent. Okay, guys, just so you know that I know what I'm talking about, my name's Chris. I'm one of the digital marketing experts over at Noyes Agency. Noyes is a full-service digital marketing agency, so we handle everything from marketing strategy, branding, web development, technical infrastructure, automation, CRMs, et cetera, for a number of Australian companies and some international. We've done a lot of work with Lightyear Docs originally, and that's actually how we ended up becoming a marketing partner for SAPEPAA. So just a very quick outline on who we are. Our role with SAPEPAA ongoing is to obviously continue to evolve the web development side and the app, which is in the pipeline and should be ready soon. Create your member pages, do any of the ongoing social media design, along with the paid advertising, search engine optimization, and potentially outbound email creation templates that we're going to talk about today. First things first, I just want to go through what we supply to you guys, or what we actually create for you guys in more detail as part of the foundation member packages. One of the first things that we do is obviously every time we create one of your foundation member pages, your image and basic information will go on the certified advisors page. Now that can be found as the very first link on the website. And this is also where we'll be driving a lot of the ongoing lead generation too. So essentially all the clients, the potential clients for you guys will be able to visit this page and then pick an advisor that is, suitable for them, whether that's based on location or skill set. Once we receive, when you guys sign up for your membership, one of the first things you'll get will be an email from us, or from SAPEPAA, I should say, which will request some basic information about you so that we can populate your page. There is an option, if you guys feel that the content that you'd be providing maybe isn't suitable for the page, for us to have one of our strategists give you guys a call and actually do like an in-depth interview with you to then go and write the content on your behalf. But just to give you a bit of an outline on how the page works, it is a custom built page per person. It is linked to the advisors directory, and it will be where leads can find you and inquire with you directly. So on the page, there's obviously a link back to your website that you'll see, but also just down here, there's a form where when someone completes that form, that lead goes directly to you as an advisor. And then these pages will be heavily SEO'd with the purpose of basically having links to your websites, which will help your search engine optimization, which I'll explain in a little bit more detail soon. But also ideally having your websites linked back to these pages as well through the footer to really grow the network and make it really, really strong. As part of the sign-up process, you'll also get a pretty slick certificate that you guys will be able to hang on your wall to say that you are a certified advisor, which looks like this. So that's every time you sign up, SAPEPAA will actually print that certificate and send it directly to you. You'll also get a design pack as part of the process. So inside of the design pack, there's some posts that you can use for Instagram and Facebook, as well as a main logo that you guys can add to things like your brochures, business cards, any other sort of print stuff that you do, and potentially your website. And then also a footer badge for your website that you'll be able to drop in and also link back to your advisor page. So to overview the overall marketing initiatives that we'll be doing, the first thing is obviously ongoing development of the web infrastructure, as I explained. A lot of on-page and off-site SEO, backlinking and optimization. Advertising, outbound advertising, so we're talking Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., to actually bring new leads in, and that's where quite a lot of the budget for the signups is actually spent. Ongoing and regular social media posting to ensure that the right information is going out, which is going to be really, really good content for you guys to be resharing on your social media pages, which will obviously grow the strength of the brand in general, along with ongoing and regular blog posting, which the content will obviously be supplied by SAPEPAA, but we'll be designing the blogs up and making them look really good. Again, one of the things that you guys can be using for your lead generation on your websites. It's reposting the blogs is going to be really great to drive traffic, and it's ongoing, free, really relevant information that you can use. And then potentially email templates, basically explaining SAPEPAA and potentially supplying it to you guys so you can send that out to your databases to convert existing leads. So the guys have asked me to go into some of this stuff in a little bit more detail. So the first thing I'll probably touch on is going to be SEO. And basically SEO, like we call it a little bit of an online popularity contest. So it's about just optimizing your website and optimizing the links that go back to your website to make it occur like the website for SAPEPAA is basically just really, really popular on the internet. So once all of the advisors are signed up and we have backlinks coming from your websites to this, along with all the other SEO that we're doing, it'll make it a very high ranking site just naturally. And it's going to be a lot of free traffic or unpaid traffic to the website to generate leads. So it'll be quite efficient. Basically, as far as what we'll do, we'll manage the ongoing Google and Bing indexing. So meaning we'll make sure that those search engines always have the most correct information about SAPEPAA. We'll be obviously publishing regular blogs, managing all the internal linking, optimizing all the advisor pages to make sure they're SEO'd, and creating a lot of backlinks to the site along with constant social posting. But how you guys can really help, as discussed, was going to be repost a lot of the blogs yourself, because that'll grow the platform really, really quickly. Obviously not just from an advertising perspective, but just for basically teaching Google that it's a really, really high ranking site, and adding the logo to your website footer as discussed. The digital advertising that we'll be doing will be a lot of paid traffic with a number of campaigns across Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, and Bing. And those campaigns will be designed by us with guidance from the SAPEPAA team. But this is very much around generating you guys leads not necessarily just about building SAPEPA as an organisation. It's really to get you guys as many new inquiries as we can. The blog, I've already gone through blog posts, so I'll move on from that. One of the ideas that we've discussed internally is potentially creating email templates that you guys will be able to load into your emailer software, or we'll be able to help you with, that are custom designed. Obviously, this is one that we did up for Lightyear, but it's just a little bit of a visual example of how we can do some stuff up that's just really compelling and really good looking to generate some traffic for you guys ongoing. So it's a great way for you to be upselling your existing customer base. And then finally, something that we are offering to all SAPEPA members is a 30% discount on our 3 most popular services ongoing. So if you guys feel like your branding or website or even your marketing strategy in general could do with a little bit of work, please reach out. We do 30% off our services for all customers. There's been heaps of referrals through Lightyear so far. So we've done quite a lot of accountants and advisors in the last 6 months. So we're getting pretty good at that at this point. And that was pretty much all I had to run through today, guys. I hope it wasn't too quick.
No, that pretty much covers everything. Grant, you're on mute if you want to jump back in.
Sorry, thanks for that. I was just saying that, Ash, I know you've spent a lot of time on it. Do you want to give your
I think Chris pretty much covered off on it all. If you haven't supplied your information to Noise to get your advisor page up, we did send another email out the other day, so you can grab the link from that one, or just come to me and let me know. Otherwise, I think Chris has pretty much covered off on it all.
I know there's been a number of members reached out to me, and I spoke to Chris in relation to it, and it seems to be a lot of the time it is that Noise are waiting for the information still to be provided to them for them to be able to complete it, some of those pages and stuff. So just make sure you reach out and contact Chris and his team.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to, in fact, what we'll do is when we send this video out later on, we'll give you the link again so you can send it through to Noise. I must admit, I only found my link the other day and I should have been on top of it right from the start. So, I put my stuff in. It's important that you've already paid for that service. So make sure that you go down the track from that as well. How's your page going there, Tim? Is he there?
My page is going well. I've just sent Chris's team a few updates. So I think, once they finish that, I'm looking forward to just put all the lifestyle accounting things on there, which make it stand out from what we call your traditional accounting services.
Fantastic. Social, we've got Twitter, Facebook, and also LinkedIn, which is really important as well. On education, I just want to give you a bit of a heads up. We'll send an email out this afternoon on this, but these are the dates that we've set down. Again, thank you very much for Manish Sundarji for his excellent work as Chairman of the Education Committee. On the 23rd of March, 2022, we've got a 3-hour session. So if you want to book these in, we'll put the dates in as well, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So they're going to be quite detailed sessions. These are included as part of your membership price, obviously not the national conference. But the first one is going to be on family provisions. We've got a number of senior lawyers who are going to come in and talk about family provisions, what it means, more importantly, how they attack it. We'll have a couple of no-win, no-fee lawyers, so it's going to be interesting to see on that side of the equation exactly how family provisions. In August, 18th of August, trusts as estate planning vehicles. Again, we've got some experts on trusts who will be coming along dealing with estate planning and, more importantly, splitting CGT consequences, looking at testamentary trusts, etc. as well. November 2022, we're doing advanced asset protection strategies. So that will be going beyond the protector, the business protector, and just looking at what is really current, and more importantly, getting some insolvency practitioners. Because I know Tim had a session last year which did extremely well by getting an insolvency practitioner in, and it gave us all an opportunity to talk to them. And I know Michael and the team at Eventum Optimum deal with a whole lot of great insolvency practitioners. So we'll end up with a fantastic panel on that one. Indicatively, at this stage, we're doing a 2-day conference. Probably it may well be on the Gold Coast. Probably not Queenstown. I don't think at that time of the year. Just can't trust New Zealand anyway. But 24th, but starting on the 25th and the 26th of July. We've got a number of international presenters who will be speaking on that. So international lawyers from the US, UK, and also Malaysia and Singapore, talking about estate planning from foreign climes. So there's a lot we can learn there, and how wills and etc. Apply in those cross-border jurisdictions. So, you know, from our perspective, put those down, those dates down in your diary, because the first session will be coming up, and we're setting it at a really high level. Most of you, obviously, if you're accredited, you've already been through the training. We need now to take it up to the next level and get some really excellent practitioners there. So that'd be fantastic. I might hand over to Mr. Tim, if you're there, because this is one thing that we sort of, Tim and I are bouncing around this as an idea from ourselves just in business, but we really see that this fits perfectly within the umbrella that is SAPEPAA. So it's a very exciting initiative for all of us to go down the track. So I'll let Mr. Tim take it away from there.
Thanks, Mr. Grant. I'm just looking at this picture and I'm thinking we need some SAPEPAA merch, some stick-on mustaches. I think Grant needs a SAPEPAA beard. So I reckon merch for the national conference coming up. Chris, that'll be some good marketing.
You never see me. I can't grow a beard. I couldn't grow a moustache like that.
Very cool. Look, why this came about is I've been talking to Grant, and we do a lot of work testing and putting together ideas that we use personally before it gets rolled out via SAPEPAA and Lightyear and Change GPS to everyone. And one of the things that I started talking about was if anything happened to my wife, Linda, or myself. My daughter, Savannah's 11, she's about to turn 12. Who's going to guide her? And I want to have people that I trust guiding her. I want to have this hard-coded into the documents, a bit like our leading member trust. We know exactly the successes. I want to know exactly who can be guiding my daughter if I'm not around or if Lyndall's not around. And so jointly over a steak and bottle of red at Moo Moo in Brisbane, Grant and I came up with the idea that why don't we have a governing board, something that people can put their names onto, people that accountants and advisors that know their stuff, that are willing to help others if they're not around. So, for example, in my situation, what I want to do is I'm going to nominate Grant. I might nominate David Boyer or Michael Jeffries, or, I want 2 or 3 different people that I know and trust, that if I'm not here, they'll be able to, in the back of my trust deeds and my wills, there is a schedule there listed about what they're going to do, how they're going to get paid, and the help they're going to give Savannah. And then gradually the influence they have can decrease over time. So when Savannah's 25, she can then make her own decisions, or whatever age we stick in there. So that started being a service Grant and I thought we'd offer, and we thought, well, hey, this is something that SAPEPAA members could do. Why don't we have a listing of members that are willing to help other accountants and advisors across Australia? So if any one of us are not, if we're not around, at least we've got some trusted people there that can be locked in to help our family members. So that's where this came up. And I think I've spoken to a number of people about that. And look, they've all said, wow, that's a great idea, because when you stop and think about it, if anything happened to you, who's going to help your kids or your spouse on these things, which are quite intimidating and hard to understand at times? Over to you, Grant.
Okay, so from that one as well, there's just been a couple of questions there and you've heard me say before, you don't want to get involved in the unless you have to, being the executive of the estate, mainly because it's a long-term thing. It's very easy to get dragged into hundreds of hours, and put it this way, it's a no-win position. You're only ever going to have people who will come and fight for you. But that doesn't mean at that same time, which is fairly important, that the executor may need to have an advisory board, or alternatively just you as the administrator of the estate. But as Tim said, all of us that if both mum and dad go, we've got the next generation coming through where there's quite a quantum of wealth, particularly if they're minors. And certainly if we have a look at some adult children, they might be spendthrifts, might be addicts, or less financially legally aware. We've found both Tim and myself, and certainly Michael, and I know Suzanne's probably got exactly the same thing when she's done her family business elements, is that there is a need for an advisory board there, which may consist of accountants, negotiators, people who are good at conflict management, lawyers, and of course, investment strategists. Now, we're not going to all be, we're going to bring our skills to the table. So the same way you've got your founding member page there as well, we'd like to break that out into a separate advisory board so that individuals across Australia or families across Australia, if they want to put in an advisory board, they know they're going to get someone who's actually been certified or accredited for that. It will require, obviously, an upskill from what we've got to do. Ethics is absolutely crucial, and as is conflict management. And you can think of it yourself, for example, with Tim and his daughter Savannah, that if something really happens and she's there, she may well be the appointer of the trust, but not able to take a role as trustee or appointer until age 25. You need some support to go through that process. And from that, that's really, there's nothing really like that in Australia. And so it's a great place to build it into this site where we can then direct people to the necessities of having an advisory board, because I think all of us would agree that even in our own family dynamic, there's genuinely a need for one of these advisory boards. So as we go down the track, it's a matter of not only are we pointing people into SAPEPAA just for our expertise in relation to succession, asset protection and estate planning, but also as a segue there into this advisory board. So it's a great development. We're working on that. Again, it's in its very nascent stage. The same way we've built up a whole lot of competency standards for SAPEPAA advisors. We now need to build up competency standards in terms of being on an advisory board. So that's going to be a very exciting addition. So watch out for that.
Can I say, Grant, just to repeat, we're not trying to recommend someone becomes the executor of wills and estates and things like that. That's not what we're saying at all. It's just to be in there to guide the executors and guide the children as far as accounting, tax, all that sort of things, just to give some business street skills there.
Yeah, so I actually spoke to, just to give some colour around this, I spoke to 2 clients as well. I'm doing a lot of work in this space now, but post our board meeting last week, I've spoken to 2 clients just in this week alone who are all over this. They're very, very interested in putting together, they're high net wealth clients, an advisory board in relation to directions. So
I know it's crazy that we have advisory boards for companies, we have advisory boards for everything, even our businesses, and then we don't have it to look after our estate. Because again, if we go down the track and just build one, let's say family protection trust for a family that's got a split trust, we need someone in there to act alongside and potentially have a casting vote or having a vote on any board, etc. So again, it's not being the executor, it's not being the power of attorney, it's sitting alongside, but being able to give wise counsel, and in the event that there's a friction or fraction, even worse, that you're in there to support the clients. And again, it's just a great insurance policy going down the track. Okay, so you've all, one of the other elements that we've got there is the site. So for those of you who are not aware of the site, on there's a whole lot of forums that we go into. There's also groups. I've only just started accessing my forum access, so you'll see me on there. I think this is a great place to network, put up any gossip you might hear or any strategies you might hear, so that we can all start to partake. And more importantly, what you're seeing out in the field when you're dealing with clients, so that, for example, if a Mitch comes in and says, okay, well, I'm doing this and this is working really well for me, that we can all actually benefit out of this. This is really an important area as well. But look, we only wanted to have a quick short session. If you've got any further chat, we will send this out a little bit later on today. Ash will attend to that, and then we'll take it from there. So anyway, it's Grant Abbott, and we've got to Susanna Bransgrove and also other directors, Sally Rourke there, and Tim and Ash. Do you want to have a quick chat and say goodbye, and then I will sign off? Okay, look at them, all these happy faces. But anyway, we'll see you. And again, if you want to get in touch with us directly, it's going to be grant@sapepa.org.au, michael@sapepa.org.au, sally@sapepa.org.au, Suzanne with a double N-E @sapepa.org.au, and Tim and also Ash as well. So thank you very much for your time. It's going to be very exciting. Love to hear your feedback. Remember, this is all about members. We're there for you. It's Grant Abbott and the directors of the board signing off.